Hey, guys, this is our third video from the HTML crash course. In this video, we're going to learn about elements and attributes. Please check out my previous videos if you haven't. I'll drop the link in the description. Before getting started, I'm going to write down some basic code. Here you can see that there are some tags which I have used. If you don't know about them, please check out my previous videos. In this video, we are going to focus on HTML elements and attributes. There are two types of HTML elements. The first one is regular element. And the second one is an empty element. We are going to learn about regular elements first. I am going to use tags that we learned in our previous video. The first one is a heading tag. To add a heading tag, just type H1 and press the tab key. Within the heading tag, I am going to write Geeks Crash. And the next element I am going to add is a paragraph tag. To do this, just type P and press the tab key. Within the P tag, I'm going to write the geeky stuff. Once done, I am going to save the document and open it up in a browser. Now you can see that the browser has rendered both the elements. Now if you go back into the editor, here the opening H1 tag marks the start of the element, whereas the closing H1 tag marks the end of the element. The part we entered in between both the tags is the content of the tag. And all this together form an element. It's the same thing even with the P tag. Here we end with regular HTML element. Now we are going to learn about empty elements. To better understand an empty element, let's take an example. I am going to use the P tag again, but this time I will change the content. As you can read, my content for this element is end this here and start it here. Now I am going to add a line break to this sentence. If you don't know what line breaks are, please check out my previous video. To add a line break, just type BR and press the tab key. Save the file and reload the web page. Now you can see that our line break is working fine. You might have noticed by now that the line break element has no closing tag or content. This type of elements is called as empty HTML elements. Here we end with the elements part. Now the next thing that we are going to learn is the HTML attributes. HTML attributes are just like adjectives. They provide additional information about the HTML elements. Attributes always occur in the name and value pair. You can add an attribute only in the opening tag. To add one, you first have to write the name of the attribute, followed by an equal sign and double quotes with value enclosed in it. This is basically how you add an attribute. Now let's add a title attribute. For title attribute, title is the attribute name. And I'm going to add a YouTube channel as the attribute value. Now save the file and reload the web page. There is no visible change yet. Until you hover over the element you added an attribute to. Once you hover, you can see that there is a little pop-up, which says a YouTube channel. This is pretty what the title attribute does. Let's go back and add another attribute, but this time to the P element. I'm going to add a style attribute to this element. This attribute is related to CSS or cascading style sheets, which we are going to learn later. Now inside the style attribute, we're going to add color property. To do this, just type color followed by colon. Then, the color name and end with a semicolon. Make sure you entered this within the double quotes. Now save the file and reload the web page. You can now notice that the color of our element has changed to cyan. This is pretty much everything you need to know about elements and attributes. Please check out my website for more information. I'll drop the link in the description. This is the end of the video. Hope you found the video to be helpful. Please feel free to comment if you have any related queries. And stay tuned for more videos. Please subscribe, share and like this video. It's free.